Okay, we got a big one today. The Another DC Multiverse unboxing from Mcfarlane Toys, and this is the Batman Forever, Alfred, Pennyworth, and Batmobile. Isn't that exciting? I've been looking forward to this for a while. And when I saw they were doing a Batmobile for the multiverse figures, the Batman Forever Batmobile. I'm like, yeah, the Batman Forever Batmobile is pretty cool. I might want to get that. It might be neat. I mean, I've got the 1989 Batmobile, and I'm really cool with that one. I might get the Batman Forever one. Then I saw it came with Alfred, so once I saw it came with Alfred, that was it. I'm like, okay, well, I have to buy it now because how can I not get Alfred? So let's go ahead and open them up. Here's what this side of the box looks like. It's the same picture on all three sides, except for this one's got like a little picture of Batman himself in the canopy. Here is the bottom, which has some instructions on it. Unfortunately, I don't have the AAA batteries that we're going to need for this thing, so I won't be able to demonstrate the light and sound features. But I'll try to do a short sometime in the future after I get some batteries, and then you can see that. So that'll be pretty neat. Only I thought about it in advance. So whether or not this thing, well, I wouldn't even know what kind of batteries it had anyway. I guess I could have researched it. So here's a piece of cardboard, more cardboard. This is all stuff that is to keep the things solid in the box. And here we go. There's the Batmobile itself. You can see it does not have any of the fins on it yet. There's a thick rubber band around the whole thing. Let's get that cut. And again, I really need to get a new blade for this X-Acto knife because it is getting dull. There we go. All right. One more cardboard on the bottom. And it appears, yep, there's a little section in the cardboard. That's where our fins are at. Let's go ahead and get those out. There's the fins. Looks like all the fins are in there. So there's one big fin, at least, for the top. I guess just one big fin. Now, in the movie, this fin could actually split in two. So sometimes you see the fin where it kind of opened up and it was kind of two fins sticking out the top like that. And then the two smaller fins on either side. But it looks like Mcfarlane's version, like most toys, just has the one fin. And man, that fin is huge. Look at that. But it was a pretty huge fin on the actual car in the movie, too. Let's go ahead and get it out. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a little tube. That's what I'm off. Okay, good. There we go. Isn't that pretty? So if there we go. That button opens up the canopy so we can see inside. I think that's about as far as it opens up. But there's some pretty good detail on the inside of it. I don't know if I can get it at an angle where you can see it, but the steering wheel, I don't know how well you can see that. It's got like a little Batman emblem in the middle of the steering wheel. Lots of stickers with buttons and gauges and things like that. It's a lot of good detail. There's a few Batman emblems everywhere on the inside of it. You can see it's got the Bat emblem on the hubcap. And check it out. It stays stationary just like in the movie. So that's pretty cool. that thing going on where, like, even when the wheel turns, the in the movie it was on like a gyroscope, but here I believe that's just like the axle, and you can see that will light up once I get the batteries put in. So that's pretty cool. Those fins taken care of. Okay. There we go. And there's what the fins on the side look like. And they appear to be identical, so I guess it doesn't really matter which one you put where. So I'm going to pop those in. There's what that looks like. And then big old massive fin to stick in the top. And that clicks right in. So yeah, try to get where you can see the whole thing there. Pretty cool. So just kind of admiring the inside of it right now. I can't tell what lights up on the inside. Now I'm pretty sure the lights, the LEDs that they use on this thing are green, which people had complained about because in the movie it's actually blue, but I guess green LEDs are cheaper. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't mind it being green so much, even if it is inaccurate, because it's the green is kind of a signature color for the movie. So to me, even if it is green, it does kind of make sense, even if it's not that accurate in the movie. There's what the headlights look like. Those apparently don't light up. Those look like they're just plain black plastic. I would have at least painted some silver onto the headlights. I think that would have looked nicer. But whatever. It's mostly a matte black finish. Looks pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. So set that aside for now. Just over there. Because there should be more in this box, shouldn't there? Come on. Come on. And now for the main reason I bought this set. Because once I saw Alfred, that was like, I gotta have Alfred. How can I not have Alfred? Always loved Alfred. So here we go. Michael Go as Alfred. Look at that. That's an excellent likeness. Did a really good job with him. And I believe that this body is mostly a reuse of the Three Jokers criminal Joker. I think that the tie is a new piece, but it looks like it's mostly a repaint of that, which I don't have that figure, so I can't compare and find out for certain, but I suspect that this is mostly a reuse of that particular figure. So I do think they probably could have done a better job with the skin tone. He does look the skin tone does look a little grayish, not quite. Maybe he's feeling a little under the weather. Maybe even though this is supposed to be Alfred as seen in Batman Forever, maybe this is actually him in Batman and Robin, and he's suffering from McGregor's syndrome. Maybe that's why he's got that grayish skin tone. But man, that's a really good likeness. That's like probably one of the best likenesses I've seen on any Mcfarlane figure, and there have been some pretty good likenesses on some of these movie figures that they've done. So let's have a look at his articulation. Alfred can look up about that far. He can look down about that far. Tilts his head kind of quizzically from side to side. Really great range of motion on this head. Head rotates all the way around. Arms rotate all the way around at the shoulders, and they move up about that far, which is a really good range of motion for a figure that's wearing a suit like this. He does have a bicep swivel, so he rotates all the way around at the bicep. He does have double jointed elbows. That's about the range of motion you get at the elbow. He's got wrist articulation that rotates all the way around, and it is on that cool Mcfarlane ball joint, so it can get a good range of motion, although it is somewhat hindered just by the jacket sleeve. I'll point something else out. You can see that the shirt cuff is actually not painted in. He's got like a black shirt cuff, but I actually kind of don't mind that so much because one of the details that uh, of Michael Gough in the movie, you never can say that right. Gough, go. I don't know. I wish I could say it better. But one of the details in the movie was that he'd actually, studied with real butlers to make sure that he gave an authentic performance. And the butler that he studied with said to always keep your shirt cuffs tucked inside your jacket cuffs because nobody wants to see your dirty shirt cuffs. So, so it actually kind of makes sense that his jacket cuffs are painted in black, even though it's not really technically accurate. He wouldn't have black shirt cuffs, but he kept his shirt cuffs tucked into his jacket cuffs anyway. So it's almost like they're trying to hide the fact that the original sculpt of this had shirt cuffs. So let's see. Articulation at the torso. He does seem to have the good Mcfarlane torso articulation, but this rubber jacket piece obviously is going to hinder it somewhat. And he can rotate all the way around at the waist, so that's good. Alfred can kick up about that far, so he looks like he's in the Ministry of Silly Walks right now. Not all the way, but pretty decent range of motion considering how he's got this jacket, this rubber jacket piece. So that's pretty good. Got double jointed knees. So that's about the range of motion we get at the knees. Ankle can point down about that far, can point up about that far, and it does rotate all the way around. It's got that cool Mcfarlane ball joint there. And he's got the toe articulation just to show off. All right, now, of course, I do have, since this is the Batman Forever Batmobile and the Batman Forever Alfred, I have the Batman Forever Batman, so we can see what those two look like next to each other. So you can recreate all your favorite scenes from Top Secret, when Nick Rivers finds Michael Gough's scientist has been captured by the Germans, and he's forcing them to build weapons for him. It's like, it can remove the salt from hundreds of gallons of salt water. Do you know what this will mean to the starving nations of the world? Wow, they'd have enough salt to last them forever. I love that movie. So, yeah. And I have to do this. You have to do this. Can I persuade you to take a sandwich with you, sir? I'll get drive-through. For those of you watching, I know this is not the Panther suit, so it's not the correct suit for that scene, but I'll recreate it when I get a Panther suit Batman. But this is just the best I can do right now. So, we got the Batmobile. Let's go ahead and put Alfred in the Batmobile. Yeah, Alfred doesn't drive the Batmobile in the movie, but he's the figure that comes with the vehicle, so I'm going to put him in the vehicle just to see what he looks like, just for fun. So here we go. We get him into the seated position, and maybe he's doing some repairs on it, and he just wants to crank it up and see that it's purring like a kitten. He looks so tiny in there. All right, so let's get Batman himself. Put him in there. And of course, Batman never drives the Batmobile when he's wearing the sonar suit because the Riddler has blown up the Batcave and the Batmobile, and he's destroyed all the Batman suits. The only reason he doesn't get to the sonar suit is because it's a prototype that is still in the testing phase, so Batman actually had it in the lower part of the Batcave, I suppose, that lower part that the Riddler didn't know to get to, which is why he still had the Batwing, which he was keeping down there, and the Bat boat. So he and Robin were able to use those in their assault on Claw Island. So there is Batman in the Batmobile. And for whatever reason, it seems like I don't think I've got him right in there right. Maybe we need to pinch his legs a little closer together. Maybe that's what's holding him up. Because it seems like he's not quite going in there. We'll get him in there. There we go. Now he's seated in there nice and deep like. I was mainly concerned about the bat ears. Because we definitely want the canopy to close. So there he is. About to race off. Dun, 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 dun. So pretty cool. Put that aside for now. And of course, Alfred was played by Michael Gauguin. All four of the live-action Batman movies of that first cycle, both of the two Tim Burton movies and the two Joel Schumacher movies. So let's get a look at him next to the 1989 Batman, since he was in that movie. So there he is with Michael Keaton. Pretty cool. Yeah. So they had good chemistry together too. Security, who let Vicky Vale into the Batcave? Hopefully to do a Batman Returns Robin at some point. And then, of course, get in with George Clooney. You must learn to trust him, for that is the nature of family. I trust you, Alfred. But I shan't be here forever. Yeah, forever was the last movie, man. Oh man, what a great actor Michael Gove was. He was besides Batman, he did a lot of the old Hammer movies in like the 50s and 60s. He was in the original Hammer Dracula, known here in the United States as Horror of Dracula, I suppose to differentiate it from the Bela Lugosi version. But in the UK, when it was originally released, it was simply Dracula. He played Arthur Holmwood in that. He was a character who oftentimes gets eliminated in various adaptations of Dracula. Sometimes eliminated entirely, sometimes kind of combined together with the Quincy Morris character to make, because there's a lot of characters in that book, so they try to kind of simplify it a little bit. But oh, he does have the spats sculpted onto his shoes still, but they painted his shoes all black. But you can see those Joker spats still kind of sculpted on there. Like I'll forgive them for reusing a Joker body to make Alfred because it's like it's pretty much the same outfit. It's like why make an entirely new figure? So that's one of those. Like I said, I don't mind when you reuse parts as long as you do it in like a clever way. But yeah, he was in a lot of the Hammer horror movies. He was in the Hammer version of Phantom of the Opera. He was actually the real villain of that movie, not the Phantom. The Phantom in that one was a more sympathetic character. Sometimes they like to make Phantom a more sympathetic character, and that one was no exception. So yeah, had he was on Doctor Who. He was the original Celestial Toy Maker, which unfortunately those episodes are lost. But they did bring back the Celestial Toy Maker, I believe, in the more recent Doctor Who, where he was played by Neil Patrick Harris. So, so yeah, they eventually brought that character back. He worked with Tim Burton a few more times. I remember him in Sleepy Hollow. He had an eye patch in that movie. That was pretty cool. So, and had a nice long career and a nice long life. And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But he left behind a legacy and that will be remembered. Well, forever. You know, I don't know if I would go so far as to say he was like the absolute best Alfred, but I would go so far as to say that, like, if he's not the best Alfred, it's because he's like a really close second to Alan Napier, who's the guy who set the standard in the first place. And if Alan Napier is not the best Alfred, it's because he's a really close second to this guy. So that's probably like my two favorite performances in the role. It just goes to show you how much I love those two particular performances, that you've got actors of the caliber of, Michael Caine and Jeremy Irons, that, they're great as Alfred, but they still don't quite measure up to this guy. They still don't quite measure up to Alan Napier. But like I said, Alan Napier was the first, and he was the guy who set the standard. Everybody is kind of judged by Alan Napier in my mind to a certain extent because of that. And but there was just such a warmth about Michael Gough's performance as Alfred, and I always really enjoyed him in the role. So anyway, I guess that's pretty much it for this review. It seems pretty short for something where you're talking about like this massive vehicle, but I think I pretty much covered everything that needs to be said, at least until I can get some batteries and put them in there. Oh man, look at the detail on the bottom. I should probably show that off too. That's pretty cool. Even has a Batman emblem in the bottom of the vehicle. Now in the Batman Returns, it's a different version of the Batmobile entirely, but they've got one of that platform that comes out the bottom of the Batmobile so it can rotate around 360 degrees or 180 degrees. However you want to put that. I mean, I'm sure it could do 360 degrees, but it does at least 180. But maybe that's what that platform looks like on the bottom. That would be kind of neat. So, but it's cool they actually put some detail into the bottom. Sometimes you get like a toy car, it'll just be flat on the bottom, but no, they went the extra mile, so that's cool. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, all the fun YouTube stuff down below. I promise once I get some batteries for this thing, I'll do like a short. And so you press this button here. That's what does the lights and the sounds if you had batteries for it. But don't have that right now. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this Batmobile and Alfred. Both the character in general and the figure and the toy and the vehicle and all that kind of stuff. And we will talk to you next time. Bye.